I'm Josh Carroll. This is Carroll Auctions, and our next auction is April 15th. We have an amazing auction this week. Saying it's full is an understatement.
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
Listen, you're going to have to come out on April 15th and see this. This family owned a Hallmark store. It's the biggest trailer load we've brought in here in months.
Long time.
It's an amazing house, and it's full of interesting things. Among them, a little batch of stuff. So up in the front, and you're getting patient with us. Look at the pictures today. Look at the pictures on Monday. We're going to update them as we go. It's taking a while to get through this. But some highlights. Huge 12-inch G.I. Joe collection.
Yeah.
This is really neat. This has G.I. Joes, their clothes, their accessories, complete accessory outfits. It's a really amazing collection of G.I. Joe. There is an absolute ton of original art out of that house. So if you like the art that we sell, we have art. In my tall showcase, and this is just what's come out so far, is an excellent collection of Fenton.
Well, this is beautiful.
Yeah, I get nice Fenton this week.
What is this, like mulberry?
I think it's mulberry,
okay.
yeah. They collected that. And then there's more glass down on the bottom, as well as fused glass, hobnail, and more. There's going to be more come out of these boxes. This is really full. And you'll see a little bit of the boxes in a little bit. Down the front over here, one of my favorite things in here right now is this. Yeah. So you won't know what this is probably. They're fairly rare, but this is 1976 Sanrio Hello Kitty playset. It is impossible to find this in the box. It is an extremely good lot. I don't know what it's gonna bring, but you should know about it. It's amazing. There's more toys up here. The house was fun. The Hallmark that they owned had a whole bunch, and we'll see as we go through. But there's lots of the store displays from the 80s. Fun, interesting, kind of iconic. Yep, more of those, the bright colored hair barrettes, surf bands. It's stuff you're just never gonna see. It's iconically 1980s, and it's all over the building.
Oh, yeah.
Right here, there's Flow Blue, and this is the good old Flow Blue. Let me see a piece of it.
Okay.
So there's Flow Blue, and it's the good old Flow Blue, the stuff that you wanna see on the back too. This is really cool. This is a model oil derrick. I believe it's probably a patent model of some kind, maybe it's a model. It runs off a little electric motor that runs this derrick. You'll see it functions the way an oil derrick really does. All the pieces are here and run it. Cool piece, never seen anything like it. I think it's probably handmade, fairly large, but if you're into that kind of thing, it's really special. In my jewelry this week, I have an amazing collection of Native American rings, Southwest rings, and there are 2 sterling silver and 18 karat gold David Yurman bracelets.
Oh yeah.
One has the matching earrings. These are pretty spectacular here. That is 18 karat gold and sterling David Yurman and signed. And this is 18 karat gold David Yurman and signed, as well as the earrings. So good stuff there. That's probably $6,000 for the David Yurman. Up in the front, I have coins, more Morgans again. So if you've been buying Morgans, you're gonna like those. In my other showcases, there's just a mix of interesting antiques in all of these. Ooh. And there's gonna be more. There are still 40 boxes to open from this estate. One of the things that you never get these. This is a Victorian cabinet card with a ghost image of a child. So it's probably the child passed away. They used the image of the child with the younger siblings so they could have a picture of them together. Ghost photographs and ghost cabinet cards are almost impossible to find. You'll see a couple on eBay. They're very expensive. It's the first one we've ever had in here. So we're gonna sell this on Wednesday, as well as more antique cabinet cards and photographs. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
So some of the things that we're finding in these boxes, and it's just all a jumble that we're having to take apart and find the pieces for. But this is the kind of stuff that we're finding in these boxes this week. Hot Wheels red lines and more. I know there's a giant collection of 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe on top of the 12-inch G.I. Joe. When you come out, you're gonna have to go through all of these flats. Also this week, we have a lot of really good antiques. They include like the Kachina dolls, the cast iron banks, some fantastic pottery, including a couple of pieces of folk art Southern pottery. So that's really cool. Back here in the back, there's more. There's advertising tins, there's popcorn tins, there's a pickle canister from the turn of the century. So some really rare lots back here. Large carved wood Indians. There are several of the scrapbooks.
These scrapbooks are really cool.
Moving down the table, we'll have a little bit more of the counter display items from that store.
From my era.
One of my favorites in here, on a personal note, is the Shogun Warriors puzzle. It's fun that it exists, but this one is new sealed. Now, I don't think I've ever seen one of these sealed. I mean, there just cannot be very many of them left like that. That's cool. We have Mego action figures. This is fun.
This was, yeah, a really cool counter display, actually.
So it's an entire counter display from the store full of 1980s Alf PVC figuring. Cool.
And they have like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different poses.
Yeah, there's gonna be 100 of those.
This is my favorite.
Strawberry shortcake.
Oh my gosh.
I've got Big E Levi's jeans, and there's a lot of this in the back we'll see in a minute. More counter displays on Sesame Street, new old stock, vintage tractors and their pieces.
Still going through this one.
Yeah, going through this one, but there's a whole bunch of corgi cars in here. Some of the stuff that's weird and kind of good you should know about is this. So these hatchlings, these are rust hatchlings. They're kind of a troll. I have 4 sets of these. These are very good. And then the kind of thing that you're not used to buying down here, there's almost an entire case of this new old stock 1980s Hello Kitty gumball machines. These are really, really good. So you're going to want that. There's more Sanrio. If you poke around on vintage Sanrio online, there's a pretty good market for it. And it's not very common. It's not something we find very often. There is a lot of it in here. So dig around on that. That's really cool. Back in the back, more antiques. Stained glass windows, display cabinets, and a particularly interesting piece of folk art made from a broken stained glass window of an airplane. Neat piece, never seen anything like it. I'm pretty sure it was made by a Hallmark artist, but it's pretty special. There are also a bunch of antique dolls and vintage dolls in here. They include Terry Lee and the large 1950s Madame Alexander dolls. They're all piled up here. We're still going through that, but there's a good collection. There is also lots of new old stock inventory from that same store. So new old stock in the box collectibles, Beanie Babies, more Beanie Babies, and an outstanding collection of vintage doll furniture and antique doll furniture. Some of it in its original boxes, unsold from the store. Flat after flat of that. There's baseball cards, antique jewelry, and more. We're gonna work on this for the next couple of days. I'm gonna put the link in the ad down here below in the comments. You get a full shot of it. So if you wanna come out and join us, be here at 5 o'clock. Auction starts at 6. Early for the best parking, early for your seat, food truck week, and we'll see you then.